floss tubers and cross stitchers and crafty friends alike. Stacy here as always, and this is the first floss tube of 2025. Happy New Year! And this means that it's season 8 of my floss tube. I change the season every year, and that way I don't have to keep up with all these high numbers. I can't count that high. So, season 8, episode 1, welcome year 2025. I hope that you are awesome. And that's all that I'm going to say about that. So, I got quite a few things to talk about today. Nothing too extensive, but I'm going to try a little bit of a different approach for this floss tube video. I'm going to enter in more photos and videos that I have put together separately instead of showing as much in my hands. So welcome 2025. Happy floss tube season, I'm hoping. First off, I want to show a photo that I took close to the end of last year, and this photo shows all of the WIPs that I have currently going. In this photo, there's 18 WIPs, and I average usually between 15 and 20 something-ish. To some of you, that's like, oh, that's not bad. But to some of you, it's also like, oh, 20-something WIPs. Let's keep in mind that some of these WIPs have been WIPs for years. So it's not like, you know, these little tiny projects for me. Some of them are huge, and some of them will be WIPs for years to come. Okay? So, with that in mind, one of the WIPs that was in that photo is now a finish. Since December 30th, I finished this stocking. It's out of the Donna Cooler's Stocking Collection book number 2. And this is called Winter Scene. And I have completed the stitching on it. All it needs to have done is made into a stocking. Obviously, I didn't finish it before Christmas. So, Daniel had a random store-bought stocking for this Christmas, and next Christmas he will have a handmade cross-stitch stocking. So let me just scroll down through this. This stocking has a lot of backstitch, especially in the trees. The back stitching alone, through there. Okay. The back stitching alone took me over 11 hours. And as you all know, if you've ever watched me before, I'm not the biggest fan of some back stitch. It goes fast and it's easy, but it's a lot of paying attention to patterns and sometimes a lot of putting your needle where it shouldn't go in the fabric in order to make that stitch look just right, especially on faces. So that is Daniel's stocking there. This took me a total of 91 and a half-ish hours with approximately 14,000 stitches. With an average of 2.9 stitches per minute. So, yeah. And now I'm going to pause this video because he just came in the door, and I'll be right back. So he just came in and I was like, hey, look what I finished for you. And he was standing over there and he was like, oh, thanks. I'm like, well, do you want to look at it closer? Do you want to look at it? And he's like, nah. Anyway, he will love it. He will. Okay, so I finished quite a few things last year. I actually had a finish to show off in every single video I made last year. And so here is a little compilation that I've put together of 2024 finishes. So the last thing that I did in 2024 was the 12 by 12 stitch-a-long. I don't even know if this is a thing anymore, but I still do it because it's fun. And New Year's Eve, I worked, let's see here, I got 9 hours done. And then on New Year's Day, I did the other 3 hours for a total of 12 hours. So for the 12 by 12, I did a lineup on my last FlossTube video to show you what the first 9 projects would be. And here are those projects before and after the hour of work. For the last 3 projects, if you remember from the last FlossTube video, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do because I didn't have anything in my lineup that I thought, or in my WIPs then, that I thought would be perfect for those last 3 spots. So the last 3 spots, number 10, 11, and 12, I will show you right now. The number 10, I started a new start. It was the Primrose Cottage, dropping things, Primrose Cottage Winter Quaker. I have all the seasonal Quakers from them. I am stitching this on 32 count Stormy Night linen, which is like a grayish color. You can see there. The back side of it does not have the variegated fabric, so there is a right and a wrong side to this fabric. And I'm stitching it with Classic Colorworks Summer Sky. Winter Quaker in Summer Sky. And that's as far as I got on it within the hour that I had for the 12 by 12. For the 11th project, I started on Mill Hill Ice Cream Shop. So another new start. This is the pattern. It's the Buttons and Beads Main Street series by Mill Hill. It's on perforated paper and it's the ice cream shop. I am stitching this on the provided perforated paper. And that's as far along as I got on it. Basically the background of the sign for the ice cream shop. So all 3 of these that I'm showing you right now I had to stitch on New Year's Day because I just didn't put in the 12 hours of work on New Year's Eve. And that's okay. Make it your own. Okay, the 12th pattern that I worked on for the 12 by 12, I took deep, deep, deep from the abyss of my WIPs. And when I say deep abyss, I'm talking like, it's been a long day. I'm trying to do math in my head. Just so you know, I was a major in mathematics at the university, so it's not that I can't do math. I'm just brain dead right now. So when I say deep from the abyss, I am talking like 30 years ago. I think I started stitching on this WIP when I was middle school-ish age. And I just, you know, told my age, but whatever. So this pattern is copyrighted from 1993. The animals came 2 by 2, and I took this out as a WIP from many, many days ago. And when I first took it out from the abyss, it looked like this. And now, after the 12 by 12 hour of stitching, it looks like this. I basically worked on the lion there. And as you guys know from seeing my stitching style, I am not the biggest stitcher of samplers, which technically this is a sampler, even though a large part of it is a picture. It's got the A through Z at the top. It's got the numbers at the bottom. This is a sampler. So it's a fun sampler. It's got a lot of colors in it. I took it out. I washed it. I did not iron it, obviously. And then I stitched for an hour on it. And now that this is out, it's gonna be a finish one day. At the end of the year, saying goodbye to 2024, for the last 8 months, not the first 4 months of 2024, I had made this little chart. And basically what I did was I colored in the days that I did work on cross stitch. Taking along this same idea, I made a cross stitch calendar just like this for the new year. I made a couple of copies of it, and soon it will all be filled in with the days that I stitched. It'll be very colorful. So for this, I have a goal, which for 2025, I'm going to say is 215 days. One of my goals for 2025 is to participate in a stitch-along that I have created for my goal specifically. But I've made it a stitch-along so that you can join in too if you want to. Basically, what it is a stitch-along that will help you bring out from the depths some of those WIPs that you have accumulated. Like I said, I usually have 15 to 20 something WIPs, so this will make sure that I'm actively thinking about those and working on them. Morning, Stacy here, and look at all of these WIPs that I need to work on. How in the world am I gonna find the motivation to pick these up and stitch on them? I know, I think I'll dedicate a day for them, a work day of sorts. So, in order to do that, I'm gonna have to pour myself a cup of ambition and get ready for the work day. Give me just one moment. That's better. Now I'm ready for my work day. You are more than welcome to join in with this stitch along. So what it's going to be is you're going to pick 8 WIPs out of your stack of many, many WIPs. And you're going to dedicate one day a month to work on these 8 WIPs. Here's 8. So, once you have chosen your 8 WIPs, you can dedicate 1 hour to each WIP, which makes 8 hours of work in your work day. If you'd like to participate, you can use the hashtag WIP Workday on Instagram or on Facebook. This is a great way to make sure that you're working on some of your WIPs that you haven't touched in a long time, and at least doing a couple of stitches on those WIPs. Thanks for stitching along with me, and be sure to use that hashtag and follow me on YouTube as well as Instagram. Sassy Stacy Noelle. If you're like me, you might pick up one that you haven't touched in a while and then all of a sudden regain that interest in it, and then you'll work on it on other days than the WIP Workday. So if you'd like to participate in that, you can just use the hashtag WIP Workday on Instagram, and then that way we'll all be able to see your post and your progress on your work days. Well, I believe that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you possibly in February. I don't know. I only make FlossTube videos when I feel like I have enough to talk about within the video and the time allows for me to make the video. So hopefully I'll see you in February, and I look forward to seeing your progress on your workday by using that hashtag WIP Workday. I will see you soon.